All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please state your name for the record and spell your last name for our court reporter.
Clayton.
And Mr. Wright, how do you know Sean Gathright?
Is my nephew.
And make sure you just speak up, okay?
Sorry.
No, that's okay. We're in a big room. It's hard to hear, and you're a little bit soft-spoken. I don't have that problem. I don't know. So, Mr. Gathright is your nephew.
Yes.
So
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say my sister's son.
Okay. So fair to assume you've known him your whole life?
Yes.
And where do you currently live?
I live in New York.
And what, growing up, tell us about how you were able to have a relationship with Mr. Gathright, being that you never lived in New York.
Yeah, so my older sister, his mother, was, somewhat of or pretty much a caretaker for me. She took care of me when I was younger, being her younger brother. She joined the military. They traveled back and forth, but we still remained really close. And finding out that she was going to have another child, really excited. She was military, so at the time she was traveling back and forth, and because she was serving in, I believe it was Afghanistan, my mother, Sean's grandmother, took care of him while his other grandmother took care of his sister.
Okay. And is your mother Lorna Allen?
Yes.
Okay. So is it fair to assume you haven't lived in New York your whole life?
I mean, pretty much. I've lived in New York my whole life. Yeah.
Okay. But when Sean was younger, were you down here, or how would you see him? Just with the grandmother?
Yeah. So my mother and I were living in New York. So when my sister was serving overseas in Afghanistan, Sean was staying with us as a baby.
Okay. So tell me what years, as far as the traveling and when he would actually live there or be taken care of there, how old was Sean, or what years was that? To the best of your recollection.
To the best of my knowledge, maybe 2. I know he was walking at the time because we'd have to chase him around. So I'd say 2 or 3.
And then how long did that continue, that he would come up there?
To visit? Yeah, he would routinely visit. Holidays, summers, things like that, all throughout his years from being a baby up until most recently a couple of Christmases ago.
Okay. And we're in 2026 now, so maybe like 2022, 23, something like that?
Yeah, it was after the pandemic, so I would say 22, 23.
And how would you describe your relationship with Sean?
Pretty close, for the most part. I would talk to him routinely. When he came to visit, take him out, go to movies, took him to a basketball game, talked to him about, as he got older, talked to him about career, what I do, stuff that he was interested in, trying to put him on, basically steer him into my profession.
What do you do?
I worked in marketing, so I work with different brands and entertainment.
Did Sean seem to be interested in that field?
He has a very entrepreneurial spirit, so he wants to kind of run his own business. So he had different thoughts, but I think a recurring theme was him kind of, or at least I would like to think that I was steering him and having him lean more towards marketing.
Are you aware of any other businesses or anything else that he did that support you saying he was entrepreneurial?
Yes. So we've had many conversations about careers. He wanted to do real estate. He wanted to have vending machines all throughout, when he was living in Mississippi. most recently, he got into photography and also power washing. I'm not sure if that started when he was living in Mississippi, but I knew he bought equipment for both professions. So he had photography equipment, I believe was his grandfather's, and then he had power washing equipment. So he would go out throughout the neighborhood, tell me about his power washing business. He'd also send me like some pictures. I think he took the first photography. I'm not sure if it's the first, but I knew he took someone's prom picture, I believe it was. And I knew he took pictures for like a local school in Jacksonville, I believe.
Okay. So you seem to have a lot of different interests.
Yes.
How would you describe Sean, either as a kid or growing up? Like, what's his personality like?
Kind, funny, friendly, calm, personable, smart, kind-hearted, loyal, forgiving. Those are just a few. I'm not sure if I have any synonyms in there, but yeah.
That's all right. Any memories that you can think of? Do you have any good memories that I'm sure there's a lot, but any that pop into your mind that you want the jury to know about?
Yeah, I have a lot of memories. There was, I remember very vividly a Thanksgiving where my older sister, Sean, and his sister, my niece, came to visit. I remember because it was a lot of fun, a lot of, just getting to hang out with them. We got tricked into eating alligator, which was not something that we wanted to do. We were told it was chicken.
That's what they all.
Yeah, that Thanksgiving dinner just turned into, I guess, like a comedy session. Sean doing impressions, trying to speak, I would say, extra proper. So like putting a little bit on top of it, just being, please, thank you, all that stuff. Even when he didn't have to, he just every other sentence was, kind of adding those to it, doing impressions, just trying to make everybody laugh and like make everyone have a good time. And my mother, his grandmother, was laughing like throughout the whole dinner. We all kept laughing throughout the whole dinner, and going back to like the different traits that I mentioned, like being funny, and kind-hearted. I would say like once he saw that, he was able to like kind of lift up the mood of the dinner. Not that it was down, but just kind of bring a little bit more engagement and fun and lightness to it. He continued that to kind of keep everyone in good spirits.
You seem to enjoy doing that.
Yes.
And what about, were you involved in any faith-based or religious work with Sean, or not work, but involvement?
I wasn't involved, but I know he was involved.
Okay. And what do you know about that?
I know he would frequently go on like different trips with his church. I know he's been fortunate enough to travel to a lot of different places, one as a military kid, but also like through his church. I believe he traveled to China, maybe a couple of other places, but I know most recently the most recent trip I remember was somewhere in Europe. I know coincidentally my niece, his sister's, that was her 18th birthday, I believe, and he got to travel out there with them, like with the church. So it was kind of like 2 for 1. You celebrate sibling's birthday, but you're also continuing to travel with your church members and congregation. But yeah, I know that was somewhere overseas, and that if she turned 18, that had to be somewhere after 2021, I believe.
When you say his sister, is that Nehemiah?
Yes. I also know he was really into like volunteering and kind of helping out the less fortunate. I'm not sure if that was specifically through his church, but I know that's some activities. His grandmother Lisa would probably be able to provide more context there.
Sure. Would he tell you about those things? Did he seem like proud to do those things?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I would say he was always proud to kind of show how he could like help others, uplift others, kind of going to like back to the prom pictures. You know, I think he was most excited not about the fact that like he got paid to do it, but like the individual, the young lady who he took the pictures for, she really liked it. Like I remember him telling me that, and he just seemed to be excited that he got paid to do something that he liked, but also like other people like really appreciated.
He had a good work ethic, but he wanted to do things that made people happy.
Absolutely. I think that kind of goes with the power washing as well. You know, it's, again, my background being more in entertainment and marketing, it's not what would be considered more like the blue collar, you know, getting your hands dirty type of jobs. But I think I would say he really liked the fact that, one, he could like work, like he could actually see his work in real time, like make people happy, make people proud, see the reactions on their face, either through their messages. It's very different than like marketing where you're behind a computer doing different stuff and you don't really get to see the tangible reactions to the things you do all the time.
And are you still able to communicate with Sean, or have you been able to?
Yes, he continues to call me. Called me on my, not too long after my birthday. Typically, he would call me on my birthday, holidays, just to you know, make sure I was okay. I would typically FaceTime him on his birthday to do the same, just like I would his sister. But that took a pause with this whole situation.
Right. But while he's, you know, if he's in prison, still has ability to maintain a relationship. Is that something that you would want to do?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so he's somebody that you'd want to continue talking to?
Yeah, we've talked since he has been.
Okay. And would you be able to come down and visit him ever, or how would you maintain that relationship?
Whatever I need to do, I'll do it. So if it's coming down to visit, I'll come down and visit, whatever I need to do.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Yes.
Oh, actually, can I approach the witness briefly?
Yes.
Sir, I'm going to approach you with what's been marked as Defense Exhibit 2. Just going to show you this and ask you if you recognize that.
Yes.
Okay, and without, you know, what is that? Is this a photograph?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a photograph.
Who's in that photograph?
Me, Sean, and Assistant Nehemiah.
Okay. Your Honor, and I have shown this to the state, we'd ask to enter this photo in as Defense Exhibit 2.
No objection. Okay, admitted?
Thank you. I'm just going to, may I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
Sir, you indicated, oh, here we go again. Let's see. That's you in the middle?
Yeah,
And Sean, and you said that was his sister, Nehemiah?
yeah.
Do you remember, and I won't hold you to specific dates, but do you approximately when that was, or how old Sean was there?
He was either 14 or 15, because I believe his sister Nehemiah was about 16, and they're like about 2 years apart. So,
Do you
yeah.
remember where that photo was?
That was at their house in Jacksonville.
Their house?
Yeah.
And when we asked you, we meaning Sean's defense team, to provide a photo, is there anything special about that photo, or what does that photo reflect to you that you gave that to us?
Just, you know, one of, you know, many fun Christmases. They would often travel to New York to celebrate, because we have a very large family out there as well. But, you know, this time was, I believe, post-pandemic. Everything was, well, maybe, I'm trying to remember if it was post-pandemic, but I just remember coming out to Florida for the first time in a while, them showing me around the neighborhood. There was like trees being lit, houses with, Christmas decorations. Yeah, me being able to cook for them, me teaching Sean how to cook. I really like lasagna, so I cook lasagna like every holiday. Taught him how to cook lasagna. Taught his sister, my niece, how to make a different pasta dish. But I would say it's more like those memories of like teaching them like useful skills that he could carry forward. Him and his sister.
No alligator, I assume?
Yeah, not this time around. I watch what I eat now. When they give me anything.
That photo, Sean, it looks like his head's on your shoulder. Is that
Yeah.
right? Is that a reflection of your relationship with him?
I would say so. Like I call him my. He's my only nephew, but I call him my favorite nephew.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay, cross.
Thank you, Ron. Mr. Wright, you are a strong male role model for your nephew, Sean Gathright. Isn't that true, sir?
I would hope so.
You have provided him with guidance and support all of his life. Isn't that correct?
I would agree with that.
You take his phone calls, offer him advice whenever he would need it.
Yes.
And you said that there were times when he was growing up that he would stay with you and his grandmother, Lorna Allen, in New York. Is that correct?
Yes.
And he was raised in that household. When he was there, that was a religious household. Isn't that true, sir?
Yes. Correct.
Taught values, right from wrong. Isn't that true, sir?
Yes.
You also said that he was very smart and intelligent.
Yes.
Isn't that true?
Yes.
He even skipped a grade in school.
Yes. Correct.
He also joined and entered community college.
Yes.
I don't have anything further, Judge.
Okay, any questions from any of the other co-defendants? Okay, redirect. Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. You're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, who's your next witness?
Call Nehemiah Tudor.
Nehemiah Tudor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this class will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Good, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Move up to that mic and make sure you speak up, okay? It's a big
Okay.
courtroom and you're hard to hear. Our court reporter's taking everything down, okay? Thank you. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Nehemiah Tudor.
How do you spell your last name?
Tudor.
Okay. And Mr. Tudor, how do you know Sean Gathright?
We're longtime friends.
What do you mean by long time?
We met when we was younger, like middle school, and then as we've grown older, we've become closer and closer.
Did you meet in school?
No, we met outside of school. Technically, we had a bus stop near our neighborhood that we'd all used to go to, and that's like where every kid in the area kind of was at that time. And then as a couple years gone by, like my childhood friends were really close with him, and we just became closer and closer.
Okay. And so you met, did you approach each other at this bus stop, or was it just maybe you other friends?
It would be like normally, because me and a few other people, we normally play like football after school, and his bus would come off a little later, and like one of my closer friends is really close friends with him, so when he would go over there to talk to him and some of the other friends, I'd be there, and that's kind of how it started. Then, you know, after a while, he had ended up moving away, so I didn't really see him at the bus stop no more. But then when he came back, like from Mississippi, that's when we really became like even more close and really became the friends that we are today.
When do you think that was approximately?
That was end of 23 when we really, end of 2023 when we really became like close friends.
How would you describe Mr. Gathright as a friend? How would you describe him as a friend?
He's like one of the best friends you could kind of have. Sean is very outgoing, very confident, the type of person that is going to lift the mood or lift the spirit because he's the life of the party all the time. Like, I remember when I came back from, or not when I came back, when he came back, I was staying at the friend that connected the two of us. I was staying at his house, and he was going over to Sean's house, and I was just kind of like a little bit, I wouldn't say afraid to go over to Sean's house and meet his people, but I was not really like making it a big deal. But then Sean was like, "Nah, man, like come over. You know, it's like my house is your house, family." And from that moment, we've always been integrated. We've been on trips together, a few road trips.
Where'd you go?
We went to Orlando to go stay in my grandparents' timeshare condo for a little spring break trip. We went to Mississippi. And we kind of had went to Jenny Springs. Yeah, a few trips here and there. Mostly, like we're hangout buddies at the house, so that's like our thing.
What'd you
First
like
thing in
to
the
do?
morning,
Oh, sorry.
we
go
go
ahead.
over, I'm sorry. First thing in the morning, everybody's at Sean's house. All of our friends, we just sit in there, talk, play games, watch movies. If not my house or one of my other friends' house, same thing. Like just teenage stuff, anything we could think of. Bowling. We had days where we took our dogs out to play together. We used to go to the gym together. Just things that teenage boys would do.
And when you describe him as a good friend, what type of character traits, or what are you referencing when you say that? What makes a good friend to you?
Someone that's always going to have your back in any situation. Just someone that you can depend on, really. Because for me, I would say myself, like, when it comes to my friends, they know that I'm a very dependable person, reliable person. They can always ask on me for anything. So when I'm choosing the people to be closest around me, I would want somebody to be able to reciprocate the type of energy that I can give out to them, because I know why people kind of like to have me around, because they can depend on me. I can't do certain things. I'm a smart guy. So I to have my circle filled with the same type of people, and Sean fit the bill with flying colors, like from school work that we did together and a lot of other stuff. Is no question that he's a good friend, in my opinion.
And you said he was smart. Did you know him to do well in school?
Yeah. There was times where in college he had struggled a little bit, and we had like those conversations because we both were entering college at the same time. So there was times, like I said, where he struggled a little bit, but he never dropped his head. He was going to classes, made sure that he showed up to do the work, even if he was struggling, went to go get the extra help. So Sean, even outside of school itself, like the things that Sean's interested into is like a lot of world stuff, like theories and like religion, and trying to know where the world really started. That's like things that really interest him a lot. So when when we're out back, or say we're at his house having those conversations, we could have like deep conversations about real world topics, and maybe like politics, or like how the school system is being ran, or federal laws, or whatever. Like, because those are the things that piqued his interest. Even beyond that would be like theories and religious theories and stuff like that. So that's just the type of person Sean is. Always likes reading, always like sharpening his mind.
You said you were both in college, but at the same time, did you go to school together?
Personally, I did classes online.
Okay.
He did classes in person here and there. So
Where was that?
At FSCJ.
And that's in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you still live in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
If I was to ask you to share, I'm sure you have many, as you've described, but to share with the jury one of your favorite memories about Sean, what would that be? And I put you on the spot.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories about Sean.
What's your favorite thing about him, I guess?
Well, I would say the day we got our gym membership was just very, like, I know it might sound like something small, but I was going to work at UPS at the time, and I was kind of feeling a little like down at the time because I wasn't making a lot of money. My hours were kind of being cut a little bit, and the day came, and I want to say the day prior we had went to LA Fitness or whatnot on a free trial, whatever, and the next day I was like, I go to work in the afternoon for UPS around 5 o'clock, and I think around 4 o'clock we was just sitting in front of my house, and I was just telling him, like, man, I just want to go have some fun. Like, I just want to go do something else. Like, I don't want to go to work today. Like, and he was just like, let's just go play basketball. Like, let's just go to the gym. Let's go get this membership. And I was already thinking, like, this is coming to the end of my job, and I probably wasn't going to stay here for over the summer, because that was maybe around like May or March of 2023. And we went to the gym, and I kid you not, we probably stayed there for like the next month straight, like every day. Me, him, my brothers. Like, from the day that I left my job, I thought I was going to be kind of like hurt, like, not making any money. And after that, I had like kind of a great summer, not working and just going to the gym and being around Sean and my other, like, my brother that was coming with us as well. And it felt good. Like, it felt good to know that I didn't need certain things. Like, everybody wants money, but having somebody close to me and getting me through that time while I was going through that difficult time felt a lot better.
Bonding time. Did there come a time that you didn't see Sean as much, or that he wasn't in your friend group as much?
No. I probably spent from 2023, like, from this, maybe even January 2024 up until the moment of the incident, I probably spent almost every day with Sean. Almost every day.
Are you able to still communicate with Sean?
Yeah, we talk on a regular basis all the time. He always calls and checks up on me and makes sure I'm staying focused and staying on top of my career goals and the things I want to do in life. And I always try to do the same for him, to let him know that you still got things that you got to do, and you're still going, you got to have a fight and, you know, keep your head up. And we always have those conversations where I'm trying to encourage him, he's trying to encourage me, like even emotional conversations about, you know, heartfelt stuff. We talk about everything, literally everything, and we stay in communication all the time.
He still tries to keep you positive?
Mm-hmm. Even to, I think we talked recently over this weekend as well, after everything happened, and we had a good conversation then as well.
Will you maintain that relationship with him moving forward?
Yeah, all the time.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Yes.
Did you, what do you know about Sean working at Omni Hotels? if anything?
Oh, yeah. So, when we got out of high school, I can't even remember how this happened, but either Sean or one of our other friends, they had saw this job opening at this resort in 45 minutes away from where we stayed. So we all, me, him, two of our other friends, and I'm going out there, and I went for the interview. We got the jobs, and for that was maybe the end of 2023, or like end of the summer of 2023. And we probably worked there up until the end of 2023. And the commute, like at the job itself, we were split up into different restaurants. So Sean worked at a higher class level restaurant than really the rest of us. So he kind of had a burden of doing harder tasks, harder jobs, and maybe had a little bit more of I would say a stricter manager than the rest of us had. So he was always kind of having to be a little bit more on top of his things than the rest of us. But he was perfect. Like, he always used to show us the stuff that he made. He used to love his job. It would be I don't know if a lot of people work with their friends, especially at the time that we did, but it was just such a good thing for us that we would all go there together, leave together, go home, then go the next day. And even if something happened at a different restaurant, we can, talk about it and make sure that we're there for the other person. And I would make food for him, he'd make food for me, things like that. So that was kind of how the job went for us. But personally, though, we were kind of separated a little bit because we worked at different restaurants. So I'm not too really familiar how his kitchen was ran to detail rather than mine, because I know, it was kind of different.
Right, no, I don't need to know about that, but were you both doing cooking or working in food capacity?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, did you guys have birthdays around the same time?
Yeah, his birthday is 5 days before mine.
Did you ever do anything fun to celebrate your birthday?
Yeah, we went skydiving for one of our birthdays. It was one of the craziest experiences ever. He was ecstatic and just confident about doing it. I was, trying to do my best to show that I was, but that was one of the craziest things. He was pumped. I was trying my best to be pumped too, but it's nerve-wracking. And the fact that we end up having that experience, just to experience something like that, I was forever be grateful, because he offered that to me for our birthday, and I was like, you know what, let's do this for our birthday, and I can only be appreciative.
It's a good memory that you have with him. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Cross?
No questions, Judge.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. May this witness be excused? Okay, thank you, sir. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Do you have any other, is your next witness relatively quick, or do you have anyone out there that's relatively quick? Okay. Okay. Come on up real quick.
solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Very good, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ma'am. Will you please state your name for the record and spell your last name for our court reporter?
Lorna Allen, Lorna Allen, last name Allen.
And Ms. Allen, just make sure you speak up into that microphone, okay, so everybody can hear you and the court reporter can take down everything that you're saying.
Okay,
What is your relationship to Sean Gathright, ma'am?
he's my grandson.
Okay, are you, his mother is your daughter, I assume?
Yes, she is.
And were you involved, we've heard a couple stories, were you involved in Mr. Gathwright's upbringing at all?
Yes, during visits and when he was younger, when he was maybe a toddler, he spent a couple months with me when his parents went on military services.
Okay, was that up in New York?
Yes.
And how would you describe Sean as a child or as he grew up?
He was a happy baby, friendly laugh, explore his environment. He was a good baby.
And how did you, well, let me ask you this. Do you still live in New York?
I go back and forth
To where? To Florida?
to Florida.
So how often do you think over the years and would you see Sean?
During holidays, Christmas, maybe sometime Thanksgiving, and maybe sometime in the summer,
And he would come, if he was in Jacksonville, would come to see you?
he would come to see me. Yes.
And when he wasn't with you physically, did you communicate with him at all?
Yes, via phone.
Tell me about, do you have any, from the time that he was living with you or memories over the holidays, any stories or memories that stick out to you about your grandson?
There's a lot.
Take it.
He was the life of the party. He would give us jokes. We would laugh. He would dance. He'd tell us about his cooking. I remember one Thanksgiving. We were spending Thanksgiving in New York. And we were cooking, and he came upstairs with a bag. And he was saying, waving the bag like this. I didn't know what was in the bag, but there was a surprise on the menu that I didn't know about. So they asked me, it was time for me to go upstairs and get dressed. And it was alligator tail, and they quickly prepared the alligator tail. It came down, it was like a deep fried tail. We came down to the table, and they said, okay, we're going to start eating. And we didn't know what it was, but it looked so good. It looked more like shrimp. And when we tasted it, we all said, this is good. So we were all eating, and he knew, but he said, doing like this, and we didn't realize he was wagging the tail of the alligator. So when we finished eating, he said, okay, do you want to know what you just ate? And nobody knew what it was, but it was delicious. And he said, alligator tail. And everybody started to, say, oh, well, we ate it and nothing happened. So, it was very funny, but it was a good meal. And he kept that as a secret.
Did he like to cook?
Yes. He even made a little video about some meal he was cooking. But when he finished and, he's tasting this meal, and on TV they said, it's so good. And he said, it was good, but he turned his head away. And then he said, yuck, it wasn't that good.
It needed some work.
Yes.
Was he helpful to you in the kitchen?
Very helpful. He wanted to learn our, style of cooking, the seasoning that we use and how we do it. And he enjoyed our culture food. So he was always there trying to learn how to cook stuff. And he always tell me, I love your cooking.
And we heard from your son about, you maintaining a faith religious home. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that. How did you impart that on your children and grandchildren?
I grew up very religious with my parents. So they have to be respectful to each other, and the parents in the home, they have to do their duties. Their rooms must be clean. They say their grace, no swearing or anything in the house. Respect everybody around, and we don't swear. We go to church, they go to Sunday school, and it's a part of us. We grew up,
And when you weren't living in the same state as Sean, do you know if he still went to church or Sunday school?
I know he went to the local Baptist church, and I don't remember his age, but he was maybe about 9, 10, or between 9 and 11. He requested to be baptized, and they did baptize him.
Were you there for that?
I wasn't there for that, but they called me and let me know.
How would you describe just his character? If I would ask you to say, what is Sean like as a person? What do you?
He's self-disciplined. He's respectful. He's dependable. He's fair.
How was he towards family and his sister?
They love him because he was so funny. So they love him.
You said he was the life of the party.
Yeah, he was the life of the party.
Do you still maintain a relationship with your grandson?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how do you do that now?
Once in a while, he would make a call to me, and I accept the call.
Okay. And will you continue to do that throughout his life?
I will forever, as long as I'm alive.
Here, I may have a moment.
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay, Cross?
No questions, Judge.
All right, may this witness be excused?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Maya. Free to go. Okay, so, it's a little after 5 o'clock, so we will go ahead and recess for the